Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I hope your day, your week, and your weekend have been going very well so far. The NFL Week 10 is officially upon us. I can't believe the season is absolutely flying by, but with another week of NFL football comes another edition of Sunday Night Football. Got a really fun matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the LA Chargers. And as always, guys, I've got some really great picks to go ahead and share with you. But first, as always, people, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. It helps the channel grow, and it really does mean a ton to us. With a new day and a new week of NFL football comes some new opportunities to go ahead and make some money. I have 4 picks to share with you guys in this week's Sunday Night Football game. We've got a pick of the spread, and we have 3 player props, including our anytime touchdown player prop, to go ahead and share with you guys. If this is your first time here, welcome. Every single week here on the channel for Sunday Night Football picks, I do an anytime touchdown player prop giveaway contest. I know it's a mouthful. Pause. Wait till the end of the video. The final pick I give out every week is our anytime touchdown player prop pick. All you have to do is comment the name of the player that I give you guys, and if that player cashes his touchdown prop, one lucky commenter goes home with a free $25 Amazon gift card. That easy, that simple. Stick around to the end of the video for that pick. We're coming off a bit of a rough week last week, 1-3 last week, but don't worry, we are bouncing back this week for sure. Got a really good game to go ahead and break down. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and talk about Steelers and Chargers. All right, guys, Steelers at Chargers, 8:20 p.m. kickoff tonight. My first pick in today's video is our spread pick for the game, and I am going with the Steelers here on the spread plus 3.5. Now, the actual spread for this game is 2.5 points. I am adding an extra point to make this a little bit better of a spot for us. Don't worry, though, despite this play being 3.5 points, adding the extra point, it's still worth it from a value standpoint. I'm grabbing this for minus 135 over on ESPN Bet, but as many of the plays are going to be in today's video, they are available on multiple sports books for varying odds. Now, this is the second time the Steelers have been on Sunday Night Football in 3 weeks, and I also bet them as an underdog the last time they were here against the Green Bay Packers, Didn't work out so well that time, but this time around, I think we have a better matchup spot. Jumping over the dashboard over on Guy Boston Sports, first and foremost, a lot of people might be telling you the Chargers have a good defense, and on paper, they should have a good defense. But if you look at the DVOA and some other statistics, you will see the Chargers defense really isn't that good this year. Overall, they are 17th in defensive DVOA, 27th against the run. Their run defense is a big concern here. That is a problem when playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who right now have the 5th best rushing offense in terms of the DVOA numbers. So a huge advantage there for Pittsburgh. You also have the fact they're a little bit better against the pass, but still not great against the pass, again, in terms of DVOA. Overall, taking offense and defense into account, the Chargers are 18th, the Steelers are 10th. So the Steelers right now, statistically speaking, are a better team than the Chargers, yet we're getting them as a 3.5 point underdog here with this play. But that isn't where the advantages stop for the Steelers. They also run a lot of man coverage, the 10th highest frequency of man coverage defensively in the NFL at 40.4%. Comparative to zone and man, Justin Herbert has definitely struggled more against man than zone. You see his numbers versus man coverage this year. The completion percentage drops to 60.7%. You do see his yards per attempt go down, his yards in general go down versus man coverage. And on the flip side, the Chargers run zone at the 2nd highest frequency in the NFL, 67.5% frequency percentage of zone defense. Well, guess where Aaron Rodgers has been very successful this year against zone? Across the board, you see the green numbers. I'll even zoom in for you guys. 18.9 attempts versus zone, so a pretty good sample size here per game, of course. 154.7 yards, 8.2 yards per attempt, 73.5% completion percentage. His interception percentage, also not that bad. DVOA, everything. Everything is very good versus zone defense, which the Chargers run again at the 2nd highest frequency in the NFL. And although the numbers for the Steelers defense aren't great, we have seen in the last couple weeks, specifically last week, the defense versus a really good Colts offense play incredible. They forced 6 turnovers in that game and really dominated at the time, and still is one of the best offenses in the NFL this year. So really impressive showing last week and a massive win in general for the Steelers. It's just a lot of bad things pointing to the Chargers in this game from an injury perspective, right? Obviously, we know no Najee Harris, no Amari and Hampton. So it's going to be a hard time running the football. They're really running on fumes in that running back room right now. And to add to that, the injuries in this offensive line are horrible. It's horrible for the Chargers, but it really does put a damper on what could have been a really special season. It still could be, I guess. But no Joe Alt, no Rashawn Slater, so you're missing both of your starting offensive tackles. Now, they did just trade for Trevor Penning from the Saints. I don't think that's going to be that much of an addition. He's definitely a massive downgrade from Joe Alt or Rashawn Slater. You also have Mekhi Becton still battling injuries. The offensive line situation for the Chargers is a disaster. Not a really good spot you want to be in when you have the Steelers coming to town with TJ Watt and Cam Hayward and Highsmith. The Steelers right now top 10 in turnovers forced, top 10 in sacks, top 10 in QB hits. A very good pass rush going against the Chargers offensive line that is just in not great shape. So I really do like the situation right now. That's the Steelers offense, excuse me. It's even better. Flip it to the defensive side here. Second in turnovers forced in the NFL. Top 3 in sacks. Second in QB hits. So even their offensive numbers were pretty good. The defensive numbers, obviously, legit. This is a great pass rush in Pittsburgh. I think Justin Herbert's going to be under pressure all game long. And again, on the flip side, the Chargers defense isn't good enough to make up for the fact that this Chargers offense will be under pressure a lot in this game. And if you think I'm kidding about the impact of the offensive line injuries, specifically Joe Alt, this is a number I got from Brandon Anderson. I have a couple stats I want to share with you guys from Brandon Anderson over at Action Network. Does a really good job with some of these deeper statistics. Since drafting Joe Alt, this is what he writes. The Chargers are 15-5 straight up when Alt plays at least half the snaps. However, only 2-5 without him. Obviously, he's not playing at all here, so he's definitely not playing at least half the snaps. So the Chargers are 2-5 straight up since drafting Joe Alt when he does not play at least half the snaps. That's obviously not good for the Chargers. Also, add to the fact that Mike Tomlin, in his career as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, week 5 and on, when he's listed as an underdog, 54-24-1 against the spreads and 68% cover rate. That's impressive. Obviously, those metrics have been around for a long time. Mike Tomlin as an underdog. So all of these things to say, I think Pittsburgh plus 3.5 is a good spot. Now, obviously, some people might lean to the money line. I think take the points, play it safe, because they still have Justin Herbert. It is still Jim Harbaugh. I'm not trying to say the Chargers are a bad team, because they're not a bad team, but they have a lot of things going against them in this spot on Sunday Night Football. Even if we break it down from just an against the spread point of view, the Chargers is a 44% cover rate against the spread this year, 44% at this line of -3.5. They have had a couple of good games back-to-back against the Titans, although, again, it was a 7-point win over a pretty bad Titans team. They actually didn't cover the spread of 10 points in that game. They blew out the Vikings with Carson Wentz, but again, you look at this run here, they've covered the spread in just one of their last 6 games. And that was the Vikings game. Besides that, you see a lot of red there. Not great for the Chargers, okay? On the Steelers, on the flip side here, they have a 50% cover rate in general against the spread, 75% at this particular line of plus 3.5. Only 2 times this year have they lost by more than 3.5 points to the spread, right? The Packers a couple weeks ago on Sunday Night Football, and then the Seahawks back in week 2. So obviously Seattle, Green Bay, 2 of the better teams in the NFC. But again, all the signs to me in this spot point to Pittsburgh. And like I said, guys, I have 3 player props to share along with that spread pick. So our second pick in today's video and our first player prop in today's video is Justin Herbert over half an interception. If you watched our NFL player prop live stream we did Sunday morning, this morning, this is one of the plays I gave out in that video as well. I love this spot. We're grabbing it from -102 over on DraftKings or Novig. So very good value here on this play. Herbert has cashed this line in 7 of his last 10 games dating back to last year. If we narrow it down to just 2025, a 67% hit rate on the season for Justin Herbert. 6 of 9 games, he's cashed the over, averaging 0.89 interceptions per game this year. Narrow it down to the last 7 games. 6 of his last 7, he's cashed the over with a couple of multi-interception games in there. Also, by the way, guys, the Steelers this season, the 6th best team in the NFL in terms of interceptions forced per game, averaging exactly 1 interception forced per game this season. You go down below here, they forced Daniel Jones, who again had been very clean, to throw 3 picks last week. So again, I think it's a really good spot. He's been doing a lot of interesting decisions he makes sometimes when he throws the football. I think him to throw 1 pick is not crazy in this spot. You also have the insights provided by Outlier, which indicate that Justin Herbert has exceeded half an interception in 6 of his last 7 games just at SoFi. So 6 of his last 7 games in general, he's cashed this. But if we kind of narrow it down to just the home games, 6 of his last 7 home games and back to last year, he's cashed this, averaging 1 interception per game. So a lot of great metrics here for Justin Herbert. Again, it's almost even odds. Really great value on this player prop. All right, guys, we still have 2 more player props to close out this video. But first, before we do that, I want to talk to you guys about the sponsor of today's video, Chalkboard. Guys, if you like player props and you haven't given Chalkboard a go yet, you are absolutely missing out. Right now, Chalkboard is offering an incredible sign-up offer for new users. If you guys sign up today using the link down below in the description, Chalkboard is offering you guys this free Justin Herbert player prop here, over half a passing yard. That right, I might not be high in the Chargers in this game. I think Herbert might struggle, but one passing yard is not that hard for him to go ahead and do. I would bet my life on him throwing one passing yard unless something crazy happened, like an injury in the first play. But one passing yard, that play is available to you if you sign up with the link down below in the description today as a new user, as well as a 100% deposit match. Don't miss out on this incredible offer, guys. Check out Chalkboard today. One more time, link down below in the description to go ahead and get this offer. Again, the free Justin Herbert over half a passing yard pick, as well as the 100% deposit match there for that one. Shout out to Chalkboard for sponsoring today's video. All right, guys, our third pick overall in today's video and our second player prop here is Oronde Gadsden, the tight end for the Chargers here, over 52.5 receiving yards. I'm grabbing this play for -112 exclusive on FanDuel. You can adjust it, add a yard, take a yard away, and you should probably get this on a different sports book. But 52.5 for -112 over on FanDuel is what I'm grabbing it for here. He's cashed in 4 consecutive games here, averaging 78.2 receiving yards per game over his last 5 games. You spread the picture out the entire season. 4 of 7. He had a bit of a slower start, but the last 4 games he has really gotten going here for the Chargers. You can see he's had at least 5 targets in each of the last 4 games. The target share obviously increasing. He's had at least a 14% target share in each of the last 4 games for the Chargers. He is 4th on the team in targets, so obviously there's some guys that go ahead of him, but he does get a healthy amount of work here, and this is where the Steelers are kind of on the weaker side. Now, obviously, their pass defense in general has not been great this year. 32nd in the NFL in terms of receiving yards allowed per game, versus the tight end position, 29th in the NFL, giving up 72.6 receiving yards per game to the tight end position. So I could see him having a very big game here. Again, they're going to have to throw the football a lot here. I don't really trust their running game, and I do think they're going to put pressure. He's going to get Herbert has to get rid of the ball quickly in this spot. Throwing to the tight end here could be a reasonable decision more often than not. 52.5, it might seem like a lot, but again, he's cashed in 4 straight games. He's getting a lot of work in the system. The Steelers, obviously, defensively, not great versus the tight end. Very recently, just a couple weeks ago here on another Sunday Night Football game, Tucker Kraft had 143 yards for the Green Bay Packers. Harold Fannin back early in the season, obviously, versus Cleveland at 81 yards. You have seen some tight ends have success. Now, Tyler Warren, only 26 yards. To be fair, I don't think he's getting used as much in the offense as the Chargers have been using Gadsden. Again, they're going to be throwing a lot more than the Colts do as well. So I do like to spot a lot here for Oronde Gadsden. Again, you could look at some other receivers for the Chargers, but I think he is a very good player considering the matchup, considering he's cashed in 4 straight games, the usage rate in this offense, and how the game's going to go. He's a pretty good bet here for over 52.5 receiving yards. And guys, our 4th and final pick in today's video, it is our anytime touchdown player prop. So again, I'll say it one more time. Comment the name of this player. Sometimes you guys give me other players. That's not how it works. Comment Jaylen Warren or Jalen or Warren, some variation of his name, but comment Jaylen Warren down below. And if Jaylen Warren scores a touchdown today, one lucky commenter will go home with a free $25 Amazon gift card. So Jaylen Warren, anytime touchdown, we're grabbing it for plus 135 over on Novig. Best odds available to me. Overall, the Chargers, they don't really give up too many touchdowns. 2.2 touchdowns allowed per game. 8th best mark in the league. However, go look for running backs. It's the one area where they do give up some touchdowns here. 0.9 touchdowns per game. That is dead smack in the middle. 16th in the NFL in terms of touchdowns allowed to the running back position. Jaylen Warren obviously coming off a very big game against the Colts. He had 2 rushing touchdowns in that game. Now, that's it. He's got 2 cashes on this over this year. He had a touchdown versus the Jets, and then no touchdowns until that Colts game where he had 2. That being said, his volume of work rate is very high. Obviously, he is the go-to running back in this offense. 99 carries, that gives him a 53.5% run share, which is obviously very good. However, go to the red zone run share, it's even bigger. 21 red zone carries this year. That's a 65.6% run share in the red zone this year. So he is dominating the workload here for the Steelers run game. And as I mentioned earlier, the Chargers 27th in DVOA against the run. So this is a very good matchup spot here for Jaylen Warren to get some work done. His rushing yard player prop also not a bad spot in this game as well, although I didn't give it out. It's something you guys might want to go ahead and consider. Now, couple of zeros here in a row here. However, look at the matchup. DJ Giddens, Amir Abdullah. I didn't even know Amir Abdullah still plays football at this point. Xavier Scott, Jordan Mason. You know, Tony Pollard, not the biggest name running backs, right? However, Jonathan Taylor, 3. Devon Achane, 2. Like, you've seen some better running backs. Ja'Cory Crosky Merritt, 2. Some of the better running backs have had some success here with multi-touchdown games against this Chargers defense. So 1 touchdown for Jaylen Warren. I think it's a very reasonable thing to ask for. Again, plus 135, the value is certainly there. So comment Jaylen Warren down below. And if he scores, one lucky commenter will win a free $25 Amazon gift card. All right, guys, that is it for me today. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. One more time, please make sure to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and drop a comment down below. Until next time, I hope you're all winners. Let's go ahead and make some money.